Yo, we got to get this criminal loot. Yo, shoot. Word up. Yo.
My name is Panchebe Manahuiatlakatl. I'm 17. I was one of the 3 runners who ran on the Dodger Stadium field in protest for the 3 communities.
This 17-year-old kid got dropped. I was right there standing as a father watching. This cop grabbed my son's head and slammed his head 3 times into the ground. You know what I'm saying? And thinking like, dude, is my son gonna be the next person hurt or injured?
My name is Edin Enamorado. I've been an activist for about 12 years now. I grew up in the city of Cudahy, which is a small city in southeast Los Angeles. And I'm also city commissioner in that city. And I work for UCLA and USC as a technical manager and project director. And just been involved in the community, just doing my best, what I can do.
Well, I remember my uncle, JR. He was like a big Dodger fan, always wore a jersey, went to like a game every now and again, and he would take us. That's how kind of me and him bonded. Then like later on, you know, I know my dad, he met Melissa from Buried Under the Blue. And that's when like they kind of like shared her story, and from her, she taught him, then from him, he taught me. And so from there, I kind of learned like the history and stuff. But I kind of learned the history like after my uncle passed. He passed away like last year, so I wasn't able to have a conversation with him. But I felt that if he were to learn like about it, like he would be like, oh, you know, that wasn't cool either, you know?
I don't recall when was the first time, but I've skimmed through it, you know? I've known about it, but I've also known about several other injustices when it comes to land, so it never had my full attention up until we were at a concert back in June or July, and someone handed me that sticker, the Displacer sticker. At first, it actually pissed me off. I was like, what the heck is this? You know, like someone's talking crap about my Dodger, but then I was like, wait, oh, that's right, like this actually happened. And so at that time, I was going through, because I'm also an activist for street vendors, I was going through the whole displacement of Avenue 26. So I kind of was living through it. And I was pissed off of the fact that, you know, these council members just kicked these vendors out while they were making a living. So at that time, I was like, wait, this is similar but worse, you know, what happened to these 3 communities. And at first, I only knew it was Chavez Ravine. And that's when I started getting, you know, learning more and educating myself more that it was these 3 communities. And so it was the Avenue 26 aspect, you know, the 3 communities and the history. And then when the council members are voting against, they voted yes, the majority voted yes on an anti-protest law in the city of Los Angeles. And that's when I was just like, something needs to be done. And then when I met a certain family members from these 3 communities, I said, hey, they've been trying to get the attention of the Dodgers Corporation for a long time, and something needs to be done. And, you know, I had to take drastic measures, you know, and I said, you know, I think I have an idea where we can actually do something about it, you know, and catch their attention and spark something. I'm not saying this is gonna change everything. We know these things take time, but that's what I said. No matter where I'm at in my life, I'm always gonna get my hands dirty, and I hope I never change. And that's what sparked that idea of going out there on the field.
I remember I remember my dad was asking like, he told me about like, hey, there might be a protest at Dodger Stadium or something, and I was like, oh, you know, I'd be down to do that.
So that day, we actually got late to the game. We were supposed to do this in the 3rd inning. And so we got there, I think it was the 5th or 6th inning. So we were running behind schedule. So I was planning on doing this way before the 7th inning stretch. So once we finally sat down, it was already, I think, the 6th inning, and it was the fastest inning ever because as soon as I blinked, it was already 3 outs, and I said, wow, it has to be now or never, you know? And I wasn't scared. I was just more scared that that chance was gonna go by, and I didn't want to do it after the 7th inning stretch. And that's when I ended up going out there, and then my colleagues went out there too, and you know, the rest is history.
So after the events happened, basically, after we protest ran on the field and stuff, we kind of wanted, like, I guess, a demand almost for like the Dodger Stadium or like the company itself to, you know, apologize about the 3 neighborhoods.
We demand that the Dodger Corporation and the city of Los Angeles make things right. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of a statue, some kind of acknowledgement, some kind of special section in the stadium that brings awareness to the things that happen. Definitely the 3 community centers would be a beautiful thing. I don't understand why the fans don't want to stand behind them, because these community centers are going to serve their loved ones. They're going to serve their youth, their children. You know what I'm saying? So they should definitely be behind us, supporting us, because at the end of the day, their future youth and children need the services that we're going to provide. You know what I'm saying? Out of those centers.
I want them to say something. I want them to sit down with these families. I want them to have a meeting with these families and listen to what they want. To me, it's not basically what I want, it's what these families want. They felt they got crumbs, bread and crumbs. That's pretty basically what they got. On top of that, I want them to at least reach the list of demands. Also, the other thing that I want Dodgers Corporation to answer is the brutality that we got. I didn't expect that, dude. I had 7 people on top of me, yelling at me, saying cuss words, grabbing my just my private areas, choking me. To this day, I can't feel this top of my hand. It hurts every time someone touches it. It's like half dead, half asleep, but it's just like my whole nervous system is gone. When they put the handcuffs on me, my hands were purple. The LAPD were actually nicer than the securities because they said, hey, you need to loosen these up. It was just awful. I don't know who these people were. I don't know if they were former officers, but as you know, there's the LAPD has banned chokeholds, you know? So the way that this person choked me from the beginning of where they stomped on me for 7 people, I think that was kind of excessive. And then choking me out throughout the whole way, you know? I don't think that was right. And I mean, I've been through police brutality twice. This is my 3rd time. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the other ones, but that wasn't necessary. I mean, you have people running on the field all the time for no reason at all. And we actually had a message, we had a purpose here. And I don't think it was fair. I don't think it was fair the way they treated me and the way they treated my 2 colleagues. I don't think it was fair. And that's one thing that I want them to address.
We went in that stadium to do a peaceful protest, to just bring light to a situation, and we were met with violence at a crazy level. You know what I'm saying? Like this corporation has to have accountability, that they hired these off-duty police officers, and you can tell that their white supremacist mentality came out on the spot. You know what I'm saying? None of these guys were gonna fight them. They could have been escorted by the hand or whatever. Hey, come on. All right, that's enough. Give me that banner. You know what I'm saying? But what happened? So what happens is your arm just kind of swollen there.
Yeah, they were twisting my arm, looking on top of me.
Yo.